Review time with Imperial, and today's review is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. So let's go over the cast of this movie. Freya Allen plays as May. Owen T plays as Noah. Kevin Durand plays as Proximus Caesar. William H. Macy. There's a cameo in here, and Peter Macon plays as Rocka. That's pretty much who you need to know in here. So this is an anticipated movie here, and it's finally here. Been seeing the trailers for some time, and what do I think about this movie? Well, Planet of the Apes goes back to those old movies, the originals, back in the 70s. Then you have, in 2011, The Rise of the Apes, and then that was a trilogy. Those series was good. And then fast forward brings us to this new edition of movies for the Planet of the Apes. And we know at the war, Caesar finally got his group across to the other side. He bled out, pretty much died. Now this movie picks up right where that left off, and it shows Caesar pretty much passed away, Maurice looking over top of him, and they kind of did a ceremony for him and burned his body in the smoke. However, they left an emblem, the emblem of the window that Caesar always draw, the circle with the designs. So that's a hallmark, that's a staple for Caesar's message to the other apes, is that symbol. So fast forward 300 years later. I don't know why it's 300 years later. I don't know the significance just to go 300. That's centuries from. That's the part where the storyline is kind of wonky. So nevertheless, it picks up with the new group, and a new group of chimpanzees. Is Noah is the main character. He's with his siblings, and he's out at their climbing, and Noah's group, like each of the ape clan, they got their own clans, and they all do different things. So Noah's clan, they have a spiritual connection with eagles, and so what they do is they steal eagle eggs, and then once you steal the egg, you take it and nurse that egg till it hatches. Then you create this spiritual bond with the eagle, and then when you call the eagle, it'll come to you. Use the eagle for the sea sites, travel messages. I seen a video that it's actually like an Indian tribe that use eagles for hunting and all types of stuff. So I guess this what this tribe will be using for. You don't see none of that, but that's their group. So a ceremony's coming up, and it's for Noah to get his egg, and so he could bond with his eagle. And so he had an egg, and the egg, there was a human by the name of Noah. You find out her name is May later, but she did something that made the egg crush. So Caesar pretty much said he got to get out there before the ceremony, get another egg. So he left with his horse, and when he got to the area, Proximus and his group was already there, and they're rogue, they're killing apes. And so Caesar hid, and they made Caesar's horse leave, and so Proximus said, follow the horse, it'll lead us to their tribe. Meanwhile, what happens is Caesar doesn't have a way to get back, so he has to pretty much gallop back on his legs. And by the time he gets there, his village is getting burned to the ground by Proximus' crew, and they're pretty much is going to enslave Proximus' mom and everybody. Now Now Caesar has a dad named Carl, and Carl's at the top with the eagles, and so Carl's at the top releasing all the eagles so that they don't get burned to the ground, and releasing them. So Caesar climbs up there to pretty much help, and by that time Carl is stabbed. He tried to fight Proximus, but of course Proximus is too strong. Pretty much just kills him with ease, and Caesar ends up getting knocked off the cliff and falls into the rubble. Now they think Caesar is dead at the time, of course, and they all enslaved. And so all that was left when he woke up, Carl was dead. He buried Carl, and then Carl's eagle was just flying above. And Caesar was trying to connect with the eagle, but it wouldn't connect. Now they also sing these songs that is supposed to spiritually connect with the eagles as well. So now while I keep saying Caesar, Noah. If I say Caesar, just because he's just looks like Caesar or whatever, but Noah is now on a quest to find his family that was enslaved by Proximus. Now he pretty much, they were told not to go past this like underpassage that's supposed to be forbidden. He goes there. Meanwhile, the human, which is Nova / May, is been following him. Meanwhile, he meets Raka, which is pretty much a Maurice descendant. So Raka pretty much he sets a trap. Noah comes down. He begins to just tell Noah about the whole, everything about Caesar, what his teachings really was, and how Proximus took Caesar's teachings and manipulated them and went away from what they really meant. So these books is what keeps the tutelage and the knowledge to move forward the right way. So they eventually link up with Nova. Raka called her Nova, but her really name is May. They eventually meet up with there, and they say that she's hungry. So she's playing pretty much spy this whole time. It's made it look like she can't talk. So they finally make it to an area where it's human life. I say human life, where it's humans at in zebras. And so Noah pretty much said, listen, I gotta go find my people. I'm gonna leave y'all here. I gotta leave y'all. And so when May was there, well, she's Nova at this point. She was there with Raka. What ended up happening is Proximus and his crew came and pretty much killed all the people there. So Noah came back to help them. When he came back to help them, it was Noah, May, and Raka. I'm drawing a blank. So at this time where Caesar said no, back when the original, and also when in the way back with Charles and Hester when he was in the Planet of the Apes, he had to reveal that he could speak. So this is what May had to do. She screamed out Noah. She called Noah's name, and she screamed out, showing that she could speak. So when they got linked with her, she pretty much told them that she could speak. She just played like she couldn't speak so that they don't capture her. They just think she like another dumb human or whatever. And then she kind of revealed herself. So they get to this bridge. You find out that May really is trying to get to where Proximus is with the family, because where he's at a dam, and there's a special key there that where she's from, they need that key to initiate the satellites. So she's basically doing spy work to play like a dumb human and blend in and then be able to reveal herself so she get that key out of that building. So when they go to this bridge, Proximus crew show up. They pretty much get into a scuffle. Raka saves May, and he gets swept away in the water, and he dies in the water. So you assume that he died in the water. But he was a good character. I don't know why they killed him off. But right now, we're just going to believe that Raka drowned and flew off in the river. So that's what it looks like. But I can definitely see in another movie Raka appears somewhere out of nowhere and say he pretty much survived um, that river flow that he fell into. So after that, they enslave Noah, take him to where Noah's clan was. He's seen his mom and his siblings and everything like that. So Proximus wants to sit down with Noah. He's intrigued. And this is where you see the on the trailer Proximus talking that stuff, and he's talking to May and he's talking to Noah. In where you see there's another human there who's befriended Proximus. Pretty much, he's brainwashed. Like, this is it. This is life, and the apes run everything. So, of course, Noah is thinking of how we get out of here. So May tells them what this place is, and inside of the place, they're living outside. They're living like on a ship. They're living outside, and there's a dam that's blocking this water. Of course, May knows if you get this stuff turned on, she knows she needs that key that she needs to get back to her people, and if she blows the dam, it'll wipe Proximus group out. So they plot and plan, set up C4 to blow the dam. But this is where the conflict comes in, because May and her people believe humans need a chance again to rule the world. By now, the apes been ruling the world, so they looking at it like, we're not giving up this. Caesar was saying we can blend together, we can build lives together. Your species, my species. That's what Caesar wanted. But it showed that May and humans are still looking at the apes as apes, and it's a pecking order. So what May did, she blew the dam. And what it did was, when the water came in, it almost killed all the apes. But of course the chimps, they can climb. That's their specialty. So they was able to climb, like how we seen that the war, they were all climbed in the tree when the avalanche came. So they were able to climb high when this water was filling up. So Proximus and his group, they pretty much were gorillas. So Proximus made it to the top, but Noah ended up facing off one of his henchmen. Noah was able to slip through. The henchman went and he drowned. So by the time Noah got out to the top, Proximus started beat him up pretty bad. Pretty much he wanted to show the rest of the apes, if you discipline one, the rest of them would just fall underneath Proximus. So when Caesar, when Noah was hurt, you seen the eagle flying up at the top. So Noah started to sing the song that his dad sang to get spiritually connected. But right before that had took place, Noah had finally seen, he put his arm out and the eagle came to him. Finally the eagle embraced him. And so when he knew that, when he was up top with Proximus getting beat up, he started singing the song, calling the eagle. And this one, you know, the eagle was going to show up. So the eagle called the rest of the eagles. Then all of a sudden they start swarming down, attacking Proximus, and then end up knocking Proximus off of the cliff. Meanwhile, Noah saved the day. The clan wanted to go back to their home and rebuild. And when May showed up, Noah he wasn't fond of seeing her, because he's seen that Proximus was right. If we don't stop them, they gonna want to take over again, pretty much. And so he kind of said that to May, but then he thought about what Raka was saying, like, we got to do it the right way. We need to work together. So he had the chain of Caesar with the Caesar emblem with the window in them on his neck, and he snatched it off. He gave it to May, pretty much telling her, this is the way of Caesar. This is a reminder to you. So when you get with your tribe, this is not for y'all to take over, but this is for, we need to work together. So she left. She went to her group. She gave them the key. They turned it on. They turned the satellites on so that they could communicate. They did get communication. That was pretty much the movie. So overall, it was a decent movie. I didn't like the storyline too much, but it's a good watch. It's a good watch in the movie theater as well. Out of my 4-star rating system, I give this movie a 2.5 out of 4 stars. I could definitely see somebody going to a 3. I can see that, but I'm gonna leave it at 2.5 out of 4 stars. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next.